Hey guys, welcome, and just know that this is a very, very free zone. Liberty here, but with that liberty must exist self-respect and respect of others. Nah, you put them in whatever order that you prefer, but if you're respecting yourself, you're not going to disrespect others. And part of respecting ourselves is what we were raised in to believe is called, if you're female, acting as a lady, or if you're a male, gentleman. Because we even approach multitudes of grown-up people that we know perhaps in the theater, and we say ladies and gentlemen, and we still put the ladies first. So things are done in a certain order. God is a God of order. We don't know what his order is, so we have to ask him to order our footsteps. But that's not what this is about. This recording is about those that are not, it is for, rather, those that are not asleep. And it is about those that are asleep. This is not a judgment. This is an observation. And I observe the difference. I forget what it was. I was reading something on the internet, and they had the people's, eyes and mouths, their faces were blocked out. You couldn't tell who it was. But there was a couple sitting together, and there was a woman that was holding this boy. The boy looked like couldn't have been any more than 5. And there was also a dad. The mother was holding the boy in her lap, and they all had cell phones, and they were all looking down at their cell phones, doing something on their cell phones. And there was a caption that I read that said, if you would have told me 10 years ago that a coffee shop was going to look like this, I would have told you were out of your mind. A coffee shop used to be a place where people had their noses buried, but they were buried in books. So some people would say, well, aren't we all being programmed in some sort of way, shape, or form? Well, everything that the internet is, the books were, or gave you access to. Different forms of opinion, different information geographically. The phone book was even a book. Not many people read it. They searched it looking for a name to see if that address matched that person so they could call that person. It was called the Yellow Pages. How quickly we forget how fast we're evolving. And we are of the lesser, meaning financially capable, against those billionaires. We are the masses. It's almost like Africa. And you think, wow, there's so many black people there. Couldn't they just overtake the white people? But now they have implemented black people to believe that they are part of a military operation that is for the betterment of these people by treating them the way that they do. And I've heard some horrific things, and there's genocide being committed, but it's so far away. It's that we think it doesn't affect us, and it doesn't touch us, and it's impersonal. But I remember it was a VHS video. My kids will blurt it out right now. Why We Fight. And I bought it at Sam's Club, I think. And my husband at the time, he was like, babe, you gotta watch this, because he was really into history, and I could care less. I was like, it already happened. Praise God, Hitler was a demon. He was overcome and defeated, and Jesus had done that already. And, all these things come into my mind. Or some people might just say, well, that's in the past. And then some people might say, we learn from the past so that how to apply or not apply things to the future. That's kind of like a book that you read about events that have happened. It's the same thing being implemented into the internet. They have woven us into this net. I haven't personally watched The Matrix on a level where I understand it because I've seen bits and pieces of it. So I'm going to have to watch it from the beginning, pay attention to the storyline, and not just look at the cool fighting, which is what my kids were like, Mom, you don't have to watch the whole movie, just watch the cool fighting. So I thought it was cool, and I've tried watching it. Anyway, that's too much about me. To stay on track, see how humans are? We are human. We are created. A hue is a light, a color, a differentiation. The light and the darkness. There's a building when I drive downtown. There's a building that I see. It's more like an old town, actually. I recall. But it was eye-catching as I drove by it in such a hurry that day, and I slowed down to read the sign. Can you imagine? I'm in a hurry to get somewhere. I'm telling people, get out of the way, slowpoke. You know, trying to zip in here and there in traffic when I can. You've all done it. Don't look like that. But I was doing that, and I stopped, I looked at the building, and I thought, man, that's so true. It was a picture, a painting, you know, a wall collage or whatever they call them when you paint on the side of someone's building, but it was beautiful. It said, I have Martin Luther King, by the way. Martin Luther King Jr. And he was standing with his back to you, but his right arm was extended, and it said, only light can get rid of the darkness. Darkness cannot. And then it said, only love can overcome hate. Darkness cannot. So the thing about darkness is the only dominion over it is light. Think about what God did when he created and he said, let there be light. He knew that there was darkness and that there was no differentiation, there was no order. Everything was just dark, which made it a black, deep void. Look at your computer screen. Now, I took the darkness away. You see some of the house. I need to clean it.